You know, it's I can't believe how fast 20 years went by. I mean, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. And you know, to be standing here at center court with you guys, my teammates behind me, and appreciating all this, you know, the journey that we've been on. You know, we've been through our ups and been through our downs. And I think the most important part is that we all stayed together throughout. You know, I grew up a diehard Laker fan.
What is up inside the locker room? Today we are back with a special episode, the Kobe Bryant tribute video that we have been hyping up for a few weeks now. We got a lot of guests going, but before we get this started, Adam, if you just want to go ahead and just introduce yourself to the guests and audience, because you know we got some new members in the crowd today.
Adam Blake here from Adam B Sports, and then also co-host of Inside the Locker Room. Happy to be here. Happy to talk about my favorite player ever.
Yeah, so we don't have Benji and Michael with us today, but that is fine. Me and Adam will be your two main hosts. And to start it off and kick off the top of the hour, you know, we have two special guests. You know, one of them, Jay, was on the episode last few weeks ago. He got a lot of views on his YouTube and on Instagram. He'll be back. And then we also have one of my friends, Dallas rapper Forever George. You know, two special guests that I know love Kobe a lot. And here we go. So if y'all just want to introduce yourself, you know, George, you can go first, and Jay.
Yo, man, my name Forever George, y'all. Man, I've been like a Kobe diehard fan since '06, and I was born in '06, so that's for life. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, I'm a rapper, man. Y'all tap in with me on everything. I'll be on all platforms. I got a little concert this Friday. I can pop out. R.B. Kobe, man, I'm ready to speak some facts, man. The truth, you know what I'm saying? I'm ready to speak the truth.
Hey, y'all know me. I'm Jacob Jamoyko, actor. Aspiring actor. Y'all gonna see me in Hollywood one day. I've been a Kobe fan like pretty much since I started liking basketball. It's actually why I got into basketball. Part of the reasons why I like the Lakers. Obviously, I like the Mavs because I got the Mavs on, but Lakers always gonna have a special place in my heart because of Kobe, everything he did, and it really broke my heart whenever he died because he died the day before my birthday, and that threw everything off for me.
Damn.
So rest in peace, Kobe. 24/8. Also Gianna, rest in peace, Gianna as well. But I'm excited to talk about my favorite players.
Yeah, so let's just kick this off, and I'm really gonna start just by asking both of y'all. You know, Kobe spoke a lot about Mamba mentality, and that can be even used applied to outside of sports. You know, your brands and everything. You know, you're an actor, Jay. You're a rapper, George. Just how does that Mamba mentality, fit into y'all's professional careers? How do y'all use that to like keep y'all going forward in y'all's careers?
Jay, you want to go first?
Yeah, I go first.
Bet.
So like me personally, Mamba mentality kind of helps me like set the bar as high as possible, and then once I even approach that, to set it even higher. Like Kobe talked about being 1% better every day. It's not about being, the 100% like the finished product tomorrow. It's about every single day working on something little to become better. So whenever it comes to me as an actor, I'm always trying to make sure I can do something better. Like whenever because I'm trying to mainly do film, but right now I'm doing a lot of stage stuff. And with the stage stuff that I've been doing, every single day after rehearsal, I talk to my director, ask him, hey, what are you seeing that I can do better? What areas do I need to improve on? And I got a whole notebook full of stuff that I've been, just trying to get better on. So it's like little things like that, because not everybody's going to put in that extra work,
Nah, for real. So, like, with Mamba mentality, man, that's just, like, growing up, bro, that's just always been my mindset, bro, like, through life in general. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how I use it for my professional path, I just, like, stay consistent, always working. Just, you know what I'm saying? Same shit Kobe be on. Just got, like, you could be on it in your own way. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a Mamba mentality in your own way. So, like, it was just, like, motivation for real. Like, especially since he passed away, bro. My mentality means a lot more than anything now. So, like, it really lives in me, you know what I'm saying? Like, basically all me.
And okay, so y'all know Kobe was attention to detail at everything. And Adam, I'm going to loop it back to you just
Yeah, yeah.
after these two. But he was attention to detail to everything. What like anything else that y'all took away from his art and his craft that y'all also apply to y'all's careers? And then just just to close it out, just give me one of y'all's like favorite moments that made y'all say like, this is my favorite player.
I ain't gonna lie. I'll be hooping, B Zach. I'll be hooping a little bit. So you know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? If there's one thing I took from Kobe Craft, is that little fadeaway he got, that little fader he got. I got that my little Duffy. You know what I'm saying? I be yeah, but nah, but like, and I got another one. Another craft I got is just like his. I'm not gonna say his mentality, but it's just like, bro, just Kobe Bryant, bro. Like, if you know, you know, but like, I just don't like. Cause like I ain't gonna say he's underrated, but I'm gonna say he's underappreciated. So like a lot of people be underappreciated too. So like people like Kobe, he was underappreciated, but he was still hooping regardless through it all. You know what I'm saying? He was still doing what he
Mm-hmm.
could. He was still getting buckets regardless. Like at the end of the day, what I got from him, it's just that like it's ups and downs in this. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's all up to you if you wanna shine or not. Really, you know what I'm saying? That's really what I just like get from his craft and his like him as a person. Like it's really just all up to you if you want it for real as a person. That's all. That's what I pick up on, bro, for sure.
And then you got any like favorite moment, what's call it, George?
Um, it probably got to be whenever they beat the Celtics in 010. I mean, in 2010, that's one of my favorite moments watching that game 7, especially after they had lost the year prior before that. Yeah, that's one of my favorite couple moments. Seeing him get that 5th ring and then his final game, of course, you know what I'm saying? That 60 ball precious. That 60 ball was precious. So yeah, that's one of my favorite moments.
Jay, you got anything to say?
I ain't gonna lie, he stole my favorite moment by talking about the retirement game. So now I got to come with something a little bit
I
different.
mean, that's
Uh,
everybody's favorite moment,
yeah,
bro. Like
yeah.
that's everybody's favorite moment, of course.
But to give another special moment for Kobe, whenever he was guarding D Wade full court, just seeing that alone
Ooh.
was something that's gonna make you be like, dang, he was really that dude for real. Like he's guarding the other team's best player, full court, locking him down. You know what I mean? He can't do nothing. He dribbling the ball. I think it dribbled out of bounds. You know what I'm saying?
I
Because
ain't gonna.
Kobe's putting that type of pressure on him. So it's like seeing that, and that's Kobe like towards like the end of his career, like within like the last like 5 years or so. That's not even Kobe whenever he was like fresh in the league or like first half of his career. That's on the back burner, and he's still doing that, still putting in that type of energy,
Mm-hmm.
that type of hustle. So that's something that like I found really special from him. As far as like something that I've taken from Kobe for myself, I would definitely say like waking up every day and choosing it, because that's something that Kobe talked about a lot too. It's like you have to wake up every day and choose it. You know what I mean? Because anybody could decide to wake up and be like, I'm not really gonna work on it today. I'm gonna just sleep in, or I'm gonna just chill today. I'm not really gonna work on it for real. But it's like if that's what you really want to do, like Kobe obviously was trying to become the best basketball player in the world, trying to be the best that he could. Me trying to be the best actor that I can every single day I have to choose it. I may not get the chance to go on stage every day or get to get behind camera every day, but I'm always thinking about acting. I'm always like taking little things I see in life and seeing like how I can apply that to myself and seeing what I can do to better myself as an actor. And that's something I feel like I learned a lot from Kobe and just a lot of greats in general.
Yeah, and to me, it was important that I get y'all two at the top of the hour because y'all are the two people I know that talk about Kobe the most. I always see y'all posting about it. I know Jay, George, we be at work, y'all be in the back, we be talking about Kobe. It just it's crazy. But before y'all go, is there anything like y'all want to tag y'all socials to the people watching and to tune in on everything?
Yeah, y'all follow me on the ground at 4VR George. You know what I'm saying? I gonna put my music on everywhere. 4VR George, Forever George, all that. Yeah, that's all I got to say. And make sure y'all follow Inside the Locker Room TV on everything. You know what I'm saying? We all going up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See you, George.
All
See you,
right, y'all be
George.
safe.
Appreciate you.
And for me, obviously Jacob Jumueko. I actually have my last name on the back of my hat. I don't know if y'all can see it, but I mean, it's obviously gonna be tagged in this. Like you saw it on like the little thing that had everybody's socials on there. So Jacob Jamoya Code, go and check me out on there. Follow my acting journey and also my gym journey. I've been on my gym shit a little bit. And like George said, follow Inside the Locker Room TV on everything. Follow Adam, follow Deuce, follow Michael, follow everybody. Because this is an amazing podcast and it's only going up from here. So yeah, man, appreciate y'all. Shout out
Appreciate you, man.
Shout out Kobe. And y'all have a blessed day. Appreciate y'all.
You too.
Thanks, man.
And Adam, if you just want to talk some Kobe before we get our next guest rolling, and I know we have Michael who is just now joining the studio with us. Michael, how's your day been?
Pretty good, pretty good. Kind of busy. I just got off the podcast with Sportsnet over there with Brandon, Mr. Keller, man, and I had to jump on here. So
what an amazing show! Hey, like I said, this gonna be a busy week. We got a lot of podcasts. Inside the Locker Room got a lot of podcasts, but that's what happens, when people and you start to get your name reached out. But Adam, just talking about Kobe, some of the stuff I asked, how that applied to you, anything like his craft, anything that stood out to you, any favorite moment that stood out to you, because I know that you are a diehard Lakers fan, you are a diehard Kobe fan. So just like, let me know.
Yeah, I mean, just like the promo video said, like Kobe grew up a diehard Lakers fan. I grew up a diehard Lakers fan because of Kobe Bryant. I really became a huge fan in like the early 2000s when you had, I mean, we kind of alluded to it already, but when you had the Lakers versus Celtics, the Celtics super team with Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, Rajon Rondo going up against the Lakers. Celtics took a few, Lakers took a few. The Mamba mentality is something that's near and dear to my heart. I probably wouldn't be where I'm at in the sports industry and trying to like really like push our podcast up and doing what we're doing every day without that type of mentality. And yeah, I mean, he means the world to me. And yeah, it's the day he passed, it was one day that like I'll forever remember where I was. It was one of the few times where I like saw it from a mainstream media source and I just didn't believe it because it just didn't seem real. But yeah, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. But a couple of my favorite moments. I mean, yeah, the 61 point game, final game of his career. Definitely the 81 point game. Still the second most points in NBA history behind only Wilt's 100. I mean, and just even hearing Jalen Rose talk about Kobe Bryant, and he was the main guy covering him in that 81 point game. And it's like, Jalen Rose was not a bad defender either. Like, here's a reason he was defending Kobe Bryant. It's just, there was nothing he could do on that day. Like, anyone who's never watched the highlights or seen the game, just turn it on. You'll be so entertained. And yeah, Kobe Bryant, legend. There's a reason he's a top 5 basketball player all time.
Yeah, Michael, before I asked you, just like your favorite Kobe moment, but before I say, like, I like how you mentioned that when he died, like everybody just knows where they were. Like, I'm telling you, I never forget where I was. I was in the bathroom, I seen on my phone, and it's because you get like sometimes you always believe like the credible Instagram handles. You always believe the credible sources, but this day in particular, it was off of a random account. I have seen this so many times, like I don't know why people do it, but this time I had seen it so many times. So I saw it once and I scrolled down to the next Instagram post. I saw it again. Then I see it on people's stories. So I'm like, okay, maybe something's up. So, I got up and I told my parents, and it was like they couldn't even believe me too, because they're like, Kobe? Like, not Kobe. And it's just you think like these big name, these high celebrities, like nothing's gonna happen to them. But it just shows you that you never know with life. But and it's important that you cherish every moment. And the thing I say about Kobe, he cherished every moment after he retired. We saw him out. He was at the Lakers games. He was at his daughter's games. So he cherished life. I know he lived it to the extent. But before we tag in this next guest, Amp Sports Media, he is a Dallas-based photographer, does sports photography. He also does business photography. Also a coach. Like I say, he is amazing and a huge Kobe fan. He has a book about Kobe, and I know that he takes and applies a lot of stuff from Kobe to his actual on the court and in his business. So, introduce introducing Zachary Terry from AMP Sports Media.
Hey,
How are
what's
you?
up, dudes? How you doing, Adam? How you
Doing
doing,
good.
guys?
How you doing?
Yeah, all
So
right.
we got
I'm
Adam and
good.
Michael, and then my other two co-hosts alongside me, and then we're also missing Benji today. But just kicking off this podcast special, Kobe, what did he mean to you? Because I know you're a coach. You tell me all the time like, oh, Kobe did this better than LeBron. So I just let me hear it.
Man, I gotta say, so Kobe, I really started about to get into Kobe. I was finishing my first year of basketball as a head coach. I've been coaching before then. And so I was looking for, man, how can I get these guys, motivated? How can I get them ready? So I really started looking into him. And at the same time, also, my kids got put on to the Punies. And so when he died, in that accident, man, it hit me because I grew up watching Kobe's. I wanted the Kobe shoes, uh, man, and so it's crazy. Just thinking about it again, and my feed has been full of Kobe stuff. So when it comes to coaching, Kobe is one name, and Curry. Those are the only two names that I ever mentioned in practice. And Kobe is just about his mentality, his die hard. I'm gonna get it right now in practice, so that in game time I'm ready. And in game time, I'm gonna know if you ready or not because of practice. And if you ain't ready in practice, I'm gonna try to get you ready. If you ain't ready, I probably ain't gonna pass you the ball. So I use that all the time with my guys. That it's his facial expressions, like just watching clips of his facial expressions. Like if you're a coach, if you're a hooper, if you're a business person, you have your craft, your brand. You know what it feels like when you're hungry for it, and when you see it, it's all over his face. And so, man, just reminding myself of, how hard a work that it takes and wanting it and desiring it, especially for those who are under your leadership or around you. Um, you know, his mentality is just something that everybody can use in life.
So, just wrapping this up, because we got to keep the schedule and the train moving. He often spoke about purpose, discipline, and impact. That was his motto. How do you use that just on the court when you're coaching, and then how do you just apply it to life in general?
Man, so on the court, as you know that the higher you go in your level, you have roles. And so I always preach that, there's a purpose behind what we do. We don't go through things, we don't go through the motions. If you're our facilitator or a pastor or you do a certain thing, that's your purpose. And I am at a Christian school, so we talk about purpose a lot as well. And discipline is something that you just you you can't shy on. Like it's a necessity for our young men to understand that it's a necessity for me as a coach, as a businessman, to be able to have discipline in my craft, because I know transitioning onto that impact, all of that purpose and the discipline, all of it is going to impact the impact that you're able to have. And so, it's just something that I have to try to just continually preach to myself, so that I can share that with others, my clients, when I'm working on their projects or on the court as well, man.
Yeah. So before you leave, you got to give us your favorite Kobe moment. There's a lot in history, but which one is just your favorite?
I was thinking about that as you were talking, and it's wild because it's kind of my most memorable moment. It was when we all knew that this was his last time. That Achilles, man. Uh, it. I was hoping that he would be able to, continue on with his foot. Just finish stronger than, I was hoping. But he did great. But man, just seeing his face and seeing his reaction, he went down like a champion. Like you saw it. Like he was a champ. Like he won that race. It was disappointing, but also it was just something that you can admire. And so I can see his face now, and then him looking out at the crowd, and the crowd just man, just giving him the honor that he was due. And so I would have to say, man, that's actually it because it gives me motivation.
So before you go, it was an honor having you on. Do you just want to tag your socials, tell something to the viewers watching about your stuff, and before we get you out of here?
Yeah, sure, dudes, man. Like you said, um, I amp business media as well as I have amp sports media as well. So, and I'm here in the Dallas, Texas area, and so I serve corporate clients, and I also serve um, schools with their media days. So, and that's I have two different handles. You can see it there. So, I mean, I just appreciate you having me on. It was an honor to be able to talk about this subject with you, man. And I look forward to being able to talk some more with you guys, especially
Thank you.
Adam and Mike, be able to talk more with you guys too.
For
Thank you,
sure.
thank you.
Yeah.
You have a
Thanks for
good
coming
day.
on.
All right, man. Y'all be blessed.
So before we gotta we gotta pass some time before our next guest gets on. He's been on here before we had him before Lakers room, and Adam's gonna take the lead stage with that. But Michael, you kind of got in here late. You gotta let us know your favorite Kobe moment. I know you a Pelicans fan, but I know there's at least one moment that you remember from Kobe that you can at least say like, "Hey, this kind of stood out to me."
Listen, I regardless of me being a Pelicans fan, I've been a Kobe fan as well. I've played Kobe from 2K. I've like every time I remember my 2K days, man. I would play Kobe and just use Kobe like he's my secret darn weapon. But I would say a favorite moment for me, and I actually wrote this down because I was afraid I was going to forget it. Is his 81-point game against the Toronto Raptors in 2006. Um, you know, your guy, he just basically said about the Achilles. I wrote that down as well because the fact that he was able to shoot 2 free throws with that Achilles injury, that just shows me the hunger, the toughness that Kobe had, and that leads poised to a lot of college basketball players, a lot of high school players, even a lot of HBCU basketball players. Because a lot of people don't think about HBCU players, and Deuce, I know you can agree with me on that, but
Hmm.
the motivation is spread around the world, even overseas. I could talk about some people overseas, but I would say if I had to choose one, it'd be the 81-point game against the Toronto Raptors in 2006.
No, it's a great moment. Um, Honestly, and like our previous guest mentioned, with like mentioning practice, that was such a big thing with Kobe Bryant. Like he always practiced the same way that he played on the court, and like you don't see it anymore in the NBA, in the current NBA. So it's kind of like a breath of fresh air when anytime you can go back and when you even watch like some of the practice tape. Because I mean, he went harder than anyone else, and he really yeah, he really like tantalized his teammates and made them better. He also was um, sorry, go ahead, Deuce.
Nah, but I mean, basically for me, I'm like Kobe. Yes, he is one of my top favorite players. But yes, LeBron is my favorite player. So that often pivoted a lot of matchups against each other, a lot of comparisons. And to this day, I mean, like when I see the comparisons between Bron and Kobe, we all say Bron is the GOAT, but man, you got to respect Kobe for being up there. And I know before he retired, I was kind of on the Rocky, like, was he like a top five player of all time? But I know after he retired, I kind of cemented that in my books. He was a top five player. I mean, you can't have Braun, in my opinion, without Kobe. And if you have Jordan, I think you just have baby Jordan and Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant was one of them players that, even if he had a bad team, he was still being talked about in the media just by what about the loyalty and how he was even able to manage with those teams. There's times where after Shaq left and when he was kind of by himself, when he didn't have the best teams, but he still made do with it. A lot of people did not expect him to get two more rings after Shaq left, because a lot of people saw that as Shaq's team and Kobe as a sidekick. But when Shaq went to Miami, yeah, Shaq got one ring first. But I mean, Kobe, he was able to get two. He was able to go back to back, get two more rings, something that's already hard to do. And he didn't have the roster that he had from 2000. He still had a pretty good roster those years that he won. But y'all get the point I'm trying to say. I think he kind of beats all the odds against him, all the media critics, everything that when all the odds were faced against him, he kind of beat it. So Kobe is one of them players that you can just never forget. So just I'm gonna ask you, Michael, if you could say one thing like how Kobe's death impacted you, because we didn't get to ask you how did his death impact you. You just know as a Louisiana native.
I'm gonna go and say I cried. I cried, bro. Like I'm gonna go and be honest with you here. Like my cousin, um, uh, his name is Tashawn. Me and him grew up watching Kobe, and he texted me and told me that Kobe died, and I was like, "Get out of here, bro! Like you're capping." And then notifications started coming up on my phone. It was from ESPN, then it was from Fox News. Every radio station was talking about it. I'm like, okay, let me go figure out what the world is going on. And, you know, I turned on the TV and I looked at CNN and it showed the crash site, what happened, how it happened. And I had no words. I had my hands on my head like this. I said, this cannot be happening. This cannot be happening. Kobe was a huge impact on my life. Like there are times I would watch motivational videos from, podcasts with Kobe or, even the last game before he retired, that Mamba mentality. Like it was such a hard moment for me to accept. And even to this day, like when I see the statue that it made of him and his daughter, that hurt me. And I felt so sad for him and his wife and his kids, because imagine as a wife growing up without your husband and then your child. That's hard to accept, especially in a plane crash. Like it hurt me. And then I was kind of like, I started pointing fingers. I started pointing fingers at the pilot because I was like, why would you fly in a foggy area and you can't see nothing? Like I was just questioning. I was just like, somebody needs to investigate this because somebody killed Kobe. Somebody killed Kobe. And I kept saying that the pilot needs to be investigated. And they did an investigation. I don't remember if they found anything or a foul play, but Kobe's death will always impact me for the rest of my life. But I will never forget the motivational words that Kobe put out on the court and outside the court. And I'm just hoping that, you know, his legacy will continue on for the rest of my life and for the rest of the sports world, including all of us. Because I'm pretty sure if Kobe was on here today, he would tell us, keep growing. Never stop doing what you're doing, because that's what Kobe was all about. Legacy. Keep building on your legacy. Never stop doing it. I don't care what life throws at you. Your legacy is your own. And that's just how I looked at it. But it still hurts me now just talking about it.
Yeah, so Adam, it's your time to shine. You got your guest that you brought on the show. He was on the show before. Got amazing reviews, got amazing views also on the YouTube and the Instagram. But I'm gonna let you go ahead and just introduce him.
All right. Yeah, with next guest is gonna be the Lakers room. Malcolm from the Lakers room. Welcome. How you doing, man?
What's up? What's up, my young players? What's up? Hey, did you say Mo Bamba mentality, or did I hear wrong?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm tearing
It
up.
did almost sound like that.
Yeah, I thought I heard Mo Bamba. But now, what's up, guys? Man, thanks for having me back, man. I always hear talk about Kobe.
Of
Yeah.
course. Love
Yep.
love all the Kobe stuff behind you as well. That's beautiful frame picture right there.
Appreciate it.
So starting it off, I mean, I'll just make it super easy. What did Kobe Bryant mean to you?
Man, everything, honestly, like I'm more like so I'm a little older than you guys, you know what I mean? Like my first Kobe game, I was probably like 6 years old. It had to be like late 90s, 98. First play I ever remember from him was him dunking on Hakeem Olajuwon. And it got waved off because it was an offensive foul, but I fell in love with Kobe ever since then. But I read all the books. I done read a 600-page book, Showboat. I used to do all my book reports on Kobe Bryant. I'm like even into like the not more like the personal life, because I don't like to like read too much into that with people. Although the book Showboat is extremely insightful and extremely in depth if you guys are readers or anything like that. But
Yeah, I'll have to
just
look
like
into
even
that.
like the business sense, like you can learn different things about, you know, his actual journey to the NBA versus, oh, he just was good at basketball and ended up getting drafted by the Hornets and traded to the Lakers. You know what I mean? Like, so just
Yeah.
like why did this happen or why did that happen in his work ethic and then obviously his ball, his play. But yeah, everything revolving around Kobe. His swag, I was into it all.
So I mean, did you have a favorite
You
moment
guys
in
hear me?
general? Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
No, we can hear you.
Oh
Yeah, did
shit,
you have
my
a?
connection might be messed up. Hold on.
Can you hear us?
Let me know if y'all can hear me. I might have to switch.
Yeah,
I
we
can hear
can.
you.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
can hear you.
But
Can you
yeah,
hear
yeah,
me?
that
Yeah.
was it. Just as far as what he
Um,
meant to me. Obviously I got his tattoo. I was always planning on getting that mostly because of like the work ethic thing and I like the 24/8 correlation with the 24/7. So after he passed, I went straight to the parlor.
love it. Do you have like a favorite moment in general, favorite game, or just even like a favorite highlight?
My bad. I don't know if I could hear y'all. I think my shit tripping.
Do you have like a favorite moment or a favorite game from Kobe?
Favorite moment? Yeah, I
What's
would
weird,
say
man?
my
It's just
favorite
weird.
season was when we was a little bit not trash, but the 2005, 2006 season when Phil Jackson first came back. Favorite moment is probably the 62-point game where he scored 62 and three quarters, mostly because I was always keeping up with his career high, which was 56 for a while, which he scored like in 2002 versus the Grizzlies. And I always used to be like, man, why he won't put up 60? Why he won't put up 60? And I remember I was in high school and I used to be a newspaper guy. Like I would literally read the newspaper all day. Don't ask me why. But anyway, so I just see it and I was like, wait, I literally had to go back and watch the game on KCal because I missed the game the night before because it ended so late when he scored 62 and three quarters. But that would be my favorite moment because he finally broke that career high.
And
Love
I
that.
know you mentioned work ethic. Work ethic. How would you say like the Mamba mentality? How do you apply that? Just to your career, to your daily life.
Every way, I'd say in my professional life, just almost like a quarterback kind of thing. I know y'all into football. Like I feel like Mamba mentality has a lot to do with like having a short memory. You know what I mean? Like just always attacking the next moment, always attacking the next, whether it's a case or attacking the next, whether it's a post. But really, to me, my posts are like storytelling. You know, I'm trying to add context and articulate and kind of bring you in the moment, even if you wasn't alive for it, so you can feel like you were. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that's a big disconnect with like basketball and its fans, you know, like the origins, the history, even the recent history. You know what I mean? So that's it. Like just always being on to the next thing, I would say, which I wouldn't always recommend that because sometimes you got to enjoy yourself and live in the
Mhm.
moment a little more. But I would say that's how I've applied it for sure. Like some of the coolest things I've done, I just go straight to the next thing.
And before you go, do you just got anything you want to say to the guests watching right now? Do you just want to tag your socials because you are a very popular Lakers page, and if y'all haven't checked him out, y'all need to go check out very good content. But just before you go, do you want to say anything to the guests? Tag your stuff.
Yeah, no, I would say just as especially like on the Kobe thing, because I feel like a lot of the Kobe stuff got a little bit out of pocket, you know what I mean? Especially when it comes to like the Shaq Carey Kobe narrative, which I even say like even if you take away the 1999 2000 series, which everybody likes to give Kobe flack for averaging 15 points in a playoff run where he still averaged over 22 points or 21 points and four assists and four rebounds at 21 years old. But on top of that, he's all NBA, all defensive, all star in the year 2000. But if you look at Kobe's career from 2000, 2001 to 2012, 2013, you're looking at 28 points a game, 5 points, five rebounds, all NBA every year, all defense, six finals appearance, MVP, you know, I mean, two-time scoring champ. Like that's not no top or that's top 10 all time. So that's
For
all I
sure.
would say. And then other than that, yeah, obviously RIP Mamba, you know, I threw my phone when I read it. I didn't believe it at all. But once I seen it got posted by TMZ, I was like, okay, it's real. So yeah, man, that's it. I would say just carry on the legacy, whether you're a Lakers fan, whether you're a Kobe fan, or whether you're not, just at least give yourself a chance to read into it or look more into his career than just looking at numbers. Look at his defensive impact in the series
Exactly.
against the Pacers. Look at how he really measures up in those moments versus just saying, oh, he rolled his ankle and averaged 15 points. But so that's all I'll say.
So it was great having you on the show, and you're
Appreciate you.
always welcome back on. It was nice having you. You enjoy your day, and we'll see
For
you
sure,
later.
man. Appreciate y'all, man. Much love.
Thank you. Can you
Yeah.
guys hear me?
So yeah, we can. I can hear you.
Okay, that was weird. I guess he just couldn't hear me.
So Adam, Adam and Michael, do y'all just have any closers before we close this out? It looks like our other guests won't make it today, but just closing it out. Do y'all have any any thoughts, anything y'all just want to say before we close this out?
Adam, I'll let you get the mic.
Yeah, I mean, Kobe meant everything to me. Like I mentioned some of it earlier, but I mean, just all the different highlights, the way he inspired his teammates. He also he drew some hatred from some of his teammates, but like it was all in the spirit of trying to get someone to work as hard as possible. So I mentioned it earlier, but like the mantra of the Mamba mentality, like it's not something that's just sports related. It's something that you can carry into your entire life. Kobe wasn't just a basketball player; he was a businessman. He was a great figure for people all around the world, not just the United States as well. He played on some of my favorite teams ever, like just some of the memories with Kobe Bryant, Pau Gasol, Derek Fisher, Lamar Odom on some of those championship teams. It's the reason I'm a basketball fan today. It's the reason I'm a Lakers fan, and yeah, I'll just end it off like that. Yeah, Kobe Bryant, he'll always be my favorite player for that.
Absolutely. And I'm just going to say this real quickly. Kobe was always a community first type of guy. He never let his game or his fame overtake his head. He wasn't a cocky guy. He wasn't I'm better than everyone. He was that type of guy that I see potential in everyone. And I think that's how we need to look at Kobe. And, like I said, his legacy still lives on. Kobe might be, dead and gone and out on this planet anymore, but he's still up there. He's still watching over all of us. And I'm just praying that, God is literally taking care of him and his daughter, because his daughter was going to be a huge impact in her basketball, career. And, I'm just going to basically say this to his wife and kids, keep going. I've seen his wife every now and then on different podcasts and stuff like that. And she's such a strong, she's a strong mother. And it's hard when you lose your husband, especially, a guy like Kobe. He was a huge impact to his kids and his wife, and I think, when it comes down, we have to live. I'm not saying we have to be like Kobe, but let's live like how Kobe lived. Kobe always wanted us to live with a purpose, live with an idea, live with, if you got a legacy or poise, stick to that. And like I said, I'm going to keep talking about legacy because that's what Kobe was all about. He was always about his legacy. He was never about nothing else. Like I said, he was a community guy. He went to many after school all-star games for 12 years. And his platform helped underprivileged children. He supported various other charities, including those focused on youth development and gender equality in sports. He is a vocal advocate of growth of women's basketball and the Women's National Basketball Association. Kobe grew a lot of agencies. He grew, like you said, he was a businessman. He grew a lot of organizations, women's basketball, NBA, high school. Kobe will always be a legend, but he will also be a hero for many generations to come. And if this generation coming up does not know about Kobe, I suggest you go look at Kobe, how he played, and how he was outside the game. Because Kobe was one thing that no one talks about. He was a very disciplined man. He never stepped out of his game. He was always calm, collected, even when players tried to test him a little bit. Kobe was calm. He didn't like want to throw fists at somebody. Like Kobe was calm. He might have had his moments. But I think with this generation now, a lot of players have a hard time with discipline. Kobe is someone that you can look at because Kobe was all about discipline. He was all about focus. And I think for me as a young man myself, I look up to Kobe. And I see myself in Kobe. And like I said, if Kobe was on here today, he would say the same old thing. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. Rest in peace, Kobe, and I hope to see you soon.
Houston, any
Yeah.
finishing
So,
thoughts?
uh, like I said before, I mean, can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like I said before, I mean, you can't. I believe you just can't have LeBron and MJ in the top five without baby MJ, which in Kobe in the top five himself. And yeah, I hate to say like just baby because Kobe was his own player, but and him game and Michael Jordan's game was so identical that if you can't put him in your top 10, I just don't see how you can put Jordan in. If you can't put him in your top five, I don't see how you can put Jordan in your top five when those are like two of the same players, in my opinion. But yes, Jordan was Jordan, but Kobe was Kobe, and the way that he wanted to be like Jordan, but he did it in his own way. Just he left a lot. He left a huge impact, and you can really debate. As much as I love LeBron, Kobe left a bigger impact than LeBron probably ever will on the court and off court. But just wrapping this up, thank y'all for tuning in. This was a quick special, a Kobe special. We probably have more player specials in the future. If y'all like more of the content, make sure y'all like, subscribe, and share the post. We just eclipsed 500 followers on Inside the Locker Room Instagram. We're near like 83 subscribers on YouTube. So if y'all can, please go subscribe and follow. Also, check out each one of our panels or our pages. We didn't have Benji here today, but check out his account too. He is very active with the Jets. I believe that he's going to be at New York Jets training camp tomorrow. Also,
Yep.
check out Michael, Adam, and me, our content. As always, it's love from inside the locker room. Stay safe and make sure y'all share our content. But y'all have a good day.